This is the most stress-free way and the fastest way and the simplest way to list books in 2024. Now, when it comes to running an Amazon book business, yeah, sure, it's great, to have all these different systems and processes and things like that. But at the end of the day, if it's not simple, if it's not fast, if it's not enjoyable, you're probably not going to be in business for long. So what I'm going to go over is a simple method you can use that has the minimum number of steps in order to touch the book. When it comes to software, it's not going to be overly complex software. And this is really a method you can do while you're watching Netflix or hanging out with the family, or maybe you got the kids in the same room. This is a method you can do that's not going to drive you crazy. And what I really like about this method is if you do it correctly and you do it the way I said, you're actually going to be able to price your books more intelligently and make more profit on the books that you're sending in. So let's go ahead and take an overview of what kind of supplies you need in order to do this method effectively. And then we'll get into exactly how to list books as quickly as possible. And then also make sure that you're making as much profit as you could be on the books that you're sending to Amazon. So when it comes to supplies, if you look right here, we have the Rollo printer. This is, in my opinion, it's the best printer. It's compatible not only with the F and SKU labels. So if you look, we have the F and SKU label right here. That's the label that's going to go on the book. And when you put this label on the book or any product you're listing, you're saving 30 cents because you have to pay Amazon 30 cents to label that product for you. So you're saving 30 cents right off the bat. Now, how much does the label cost you? Who knows? Probably anywhere from, I don't even know, 3 to 10 cents, somewhere in that range. I don't think it's as high as 10 cents. But if you want to save the most on labels, I recommend using the labels I have below. These are the cheapest labels I've found. They're house labels. They're 30334 labels. And the reason why I like the Rollo printer, while it's a little bit more expensive, it's compatible with these cheaper labels. So in the long run, you're going to be saving a couple cents per label versus if you're using Dymo, they require you to use Dymo branded labels, which is going to run you a ton of money. Every time you have to replenish labels, that's going to cost you a lot of money. Another great thing about this printer is it doesn't have any ink. It's a thermal printer. So all the barcodes are going to be thermally etched into the label. So you never have to pay for ink. So if you're using a regular printer, you can do that starting out. Number one, a regular printer is going to slow down your process because it's not going to flow very well. The cool thing about this is like the moment I want to list a book, it prints out the label and I can put it on the book. If you're using a regular printer, you have to list the books, go print them from your regular printer. You're using ink, which is going to cost you a bunch of money. And then you have to print out 30 up labels. And then it gets pretty complicated because you have to find what label goes on what book. Just too many steps in between. And when we're doing this listing method, we want to keep everything as simple as possible. And that's why I recommend the Rollo printer and this flow that we have. So when we scan a book, it immediately prints the label and we can put the label on the book. Okay. We also have a scale. I recommend the Accutech scale. It's a simple scale, it's only $20 right here. But if you're on a budget, or honestly, if you're kind of like me, like my Accutech scale doesn't have batteries in it right now, and I'm just too lazy to do that. And I use a regular bathroom scale. I'll get new batteries eventually. You can also plug that in your computer. It's pretty nice. Accutech scale is really good if you guys want. I'll put a link below for it. Otherwise, just use a bathroom scale. And then you're also going to want to get boxes. I really like this size box here. It's an extra small box from Home Depot. And the dimensions are 10 by 15 by 12. You can also get 12 by 16 by 12. 12 by 16 by 12. You may, if you have employees or maybe, you're just not paying attention while you're listing, it's easier to go over the 50-pound limit if it's 12 by 16 by 12. But with the 10 by 15 by 12, once you build up the box, it's almost impossible for it to weigh over 50 pounds unless you have a lot of dense textbooks. Okay, so we got the printer, we got the scale, we got the box. I'll also link this tape gun below. This is my favorite tape gun. Just make sure you adjust the tension on it so it doesn't like come out super fast. You can just spin that little wheel there. It took me a few years to figure that out, so pro tip. And I believe that's it. You can also get free labels from UPS right here. And these are going to be the labels we're going to use to place on the box once we ship it to UPS. There's going to be 2 labels you get. And as you can see, this comes with tons of labels. So 2 of these are going to be used on the box. One is going to be the UPS label, and the other one is going to be for Amazon. So you drop that off at UPS once the shipment is complete. So in order to get set up to list the books, what we're going to do is go over to GoToLister and click on Create Batch here. And it's going to open up this page, and we're going to select Fulfilled by Amazon. All this is doing is telling Amazon that we're going to send them a shipment of books. Then for the batch name, I usually like to put today's date. We'll put 1/4/2024. And then I put my name, or if your wife is listing the books, or your kids or whoever, put their name in there. You hired somebody down the road to list books, Timmy down the road, whoever, put their name there just in case anything goes wrong, you know who created the batch. Pricing rule, we're going to do smart pricing. This is going to allow us to make more profit on the faster selling books. And listed by, again, whoever's listing them, put it in here. Go ahead and enter your address. If this is your first time doing it, you'll click this plus icon and enter your address there. Who labels? We're going to save 30 cents again, by labeling this product ourselves. So we're going to do that. And then box content, we're going to put, I want to provide box content. There's also a different flow. If you don't want to provide box content, you want to pay Amazon, you can select that, but highly recommend you select, I want to provide Amazon box content. This way you're also saving, I think during Q4, it's 30 cents. And during the rest of the year, you're saving 15 cents per item. And GoToLister automatically provides the box content. So if you do this, you're also going to save money. Then click on Create Batch. Now we're going to, it defaulted to new, so we're going to go to G, which is good. This account, I actually list a lot of wholesale product on. So under my settings, I have it set to new condition. But for used books, obviously you want everything to be good condition. Okay, let me explain this. My philosophy is I want everything listed as good unless it's not good condition. The reason for this is I want to underpromise and overdeliver to the customer. So if I sell a very good book or a like new book and it was listed as good, no customer is going to complain. They're going to be happy that they got, a really nice condition book. On the flip side, if I have my default as very good and I accidentally send in a good book and a picky customer is going to leave me a bad review, that's going to hurt my account. That's number one. Number two, the reason why I keep good condition as the default is it really allows me to list fast. So I don't care if the book's like new, acceptable. My mentor, Caleb Roth, he's the book flipper. You can go to thebookflipper.com. He's got lots of great videos there. He kind of did like a study that looked at, do you get more sales if you list the books as like new versus acceptable versus good? And he found out through his little study that was not very scientific, but it was still like a nice little thing he did. He had 2 different batches. One was listed all acceptable and the other were listed as very good, whatever, different conditions. And the sell-through rate, what percent of the items sold, kind of remained the same between the 2 different batches. So I say that to justify my reasoning here, and you're about to see how quickly you can list if you don't change the condition all the time. Now I will change it to acceptable. When I'm doing like X library books, I'll list it as acceptable and I'll add in the condition description that it's X library. But generally I keep it as good. Okay. Then you're also gonna want to add the source. So here we can put Goodwill. So it looks like Goodwill is a source. For the quantity, you want to keep that as 1. And buy cost, you're going to enter whatever you paid on average for the book. So let's just say you paid $1.75 on average for the books. And then I like this one right here, 100% satisfaction guarantee. I like to keep it simple. And this is generic enough to where it doesn't matter what the condition of the book is. This condition note is going to work. And so again, we're holding the philosophy that condition isn't that important and we're going to underpromise, overdeliver and keep our workflow very, very simple and make sure auto print is on and we're ready to rock and roll. So we have all these books here and watch how fast GoToLister allows you to list these books. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So I just listed all 8 books. I'm going to remember what order I did them in. And as you can see, it's actually taking Amazon longer to return the effing SKU than I was able to scan the books. And this is why I created the software the way I did. I want to be able to queue in all your items into the software and allow Amazon to return the effing SKU once they process that. So this really allows you to have a quick flow. And I'm talking to the camera right now as it's printing labels. But if I wasn't, I could move this stack out of the way, and then maybe my wife is over here. I don't have a wife, but if I had a wife, a lot of you guys have wives. Your wife would then label the books, and I could be scanning a second stack. So that's kind of the idea behind this. Be careful. You don't want to scan like 15 plus books. You don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, because every once in a while, as you can see here, there's this little error queue. And what this is going to do is just going to tell you if you're restricted in a book. It's going to tell you if, in this case, there's 2 ASINs. The ASIN is Amazon's version of a UPC. It's Amazon's ISBN in a sense. So there's 2 different listings on Amazon, but there's only one ISBN. There's only one book. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the faster moving book. So we always go with the lower sales rank. That's what I tell my employees when they list. I tell them always go with the lower sales rank because that's faster sales velocity. You're more likely to get the sale. And this one's also a Kindle version. So sometimes that'll pop up. We try to avoid with GoToLister showing you too many options. If the obvious option is to select, we're going to ignore sales rank quotes to 0, stuff like that. So GoToLister automatically kind of helps the flow. But every once in a while, we're going to show you, hey, there's 2 different books. Which one do you want to list on? Sometimes the cover art might be different. Sometimes it might be a set of books. It might be a set of 12 versus a set of 13. There's different scenarios. So you do want to look at this. And this can kind of make the flow a little bit more complicated. But the reason why we added the error queue is so you can still scan fast and then address this. But since we've only scanned in 8 books total, it's not going to make the flow too complicated. So I'm going to select that. And now we've listed 8 books total. And if we look here, the first label that comes out is the first book that I scanned. Actually, it's the second book. I don't know why I did that. Hold on. Let's see. Jack Henson's. Okay, it's in order now. I don't know if I forgot to scan that first book, but now it's in order. So as you see, now my second book, I'm labeling that. My third book should be right here. How We Do Harm, a doctor. Got this from a Vanderbilt student. Went on a date with a Vanderbilt student and got books. I got banned from Tinder and Bumble for advertising that I would purchase books from students. So don't do that. But always ask your friends for books. That's like best practice. And so I'm going really slow here because I'm ranting. I'm a yapaholic over here. I'm just yapping at the camera. But you can see how it's pretty easy to, just scan these in and get them out. I recommend doing 5, so scanning 5 and then labeling 5. And that's a very easy flow. So scan 5, pass the books over to your wife, have the Rollo next to your wife so she can label them, or your husband. Maybe you're putting your husband to work and you're the wife scanning the books, whatever. 2 people can generally list books faster than 1 person. And that may sound obvious, but what I mean is this, like 2 people together are more efficient if you look at how many books you're able to list per hour versus if you look at how many books you're able to list per hour by yourself. And the reason for that is if you have a big table and you can slide the books over, and this goes for bulk warehouses too, like maybe you have a bulk operation. If I don't have to get up and move around as an individual and I can just pass the books over to someone else, we're minimizing both of our movements, which allow for me to be more efficient and her to be more efficient. So therefore, like per hour, I'm more efficient, me with a partner, than by myself. So hopefully that makes sense. As you can see, you can really quickly scan books in. So all I would do is scan all those books in, label them. I'm saving 30 cents per label. I'm about to provide box contents right now to Amazon. So I'll be saving 15 to 30 cents for that. So you can see the software pays for itself pretty quickly. But before we submit the batch, we want to make sure we're making as much profit as possible. So I always go through here and I look for any notifications. GoToLister the way I would source books when I was going to a lot of thrift stores is every once in a while I would find a book that had no FBA offers. And if the book had no FBA offers, I knew that I could make more money on that book. So I'll show you a book with no FBA offers. Talmud 22 volume set. So this book right here, the set of books, hopefully, there it is. This set of books, it's going to tell us that it has no FBA offers, I think, unless somebody recently listed FBA. So it says there are 0 FBA offers on this listing. Consider pricing higher. What GoToLister does is it automatically prices it 20% above the lowest price if the sales rank's low. This is a really high sales rank. This is 5 million, so it probably just matches the low price. We can actually check under pricing rules here. So GoToLister has a lot of automatic pricing rules if you select smart pricing when you create the batch. So let's look here. Yeah, so it's not going to price this one 20% higher because it's already a super high ranked book. The chances of that high ranked book selling at a premium are low. But for any books between 900,000, really any books under 2.1 million rank, GoToLister is going to price it 20% higher for you automatically if you're using smart pricing if the book has no FBA offers. Okay? In addition, just like Scout IQ or Scoutly has a bunch of different triggers you can use, this is essentially a trigger set where if the book is really fast selling between 1 and 125,000, it's going to try and price it at FBA slot 4. FBA slot 4 is the fourth lowest FBA offer. Let's say FBA offer 1 is $10. That means the prime book, when you ship it to Amazon, the lowest prime book is $10. The second one might be 12, the third one might be 12, but the fourth one might be 15. So you can make an extra $5, which increases your margin by probably over 100% on a $10 to $15 book, simply by pricing higher and being patient to wait for the sale. Because the $12 book's going to sell, the $10 book's going to sell on a fast-selling book, hopefully, and then you'll be in line at the $15 to get the next sale. So GoToLister helps you make a little bit extra money on faster-selling books. So be sure to turn smart pricing on, and if you want, you can check the triggers here. In the future, we may allow you to change the triggers. Let me know if you guys want that, comment below, and I can prioritize that. But yeah, that's smart pricing, and this is specifically for books, and it really helps you make more profit. Let's go back here. Okay, so now we're ready to submit this batch. So we're gonna just click on send batch. As you can see your total profit here, what you paid for the books, all that. It's gonna send the set to a different location. That's fine. And then these 8 books here, it's going to send to a different warehouse. And now this is telling us what warehouses the books are going to go to. I have complete tutorials on like how to finish the shipment and provide box contents to Amazon and all that. If you guys want, just get a free trial of GoToLister. You'll automatically be emailed that tutorial. So the link below for GoToLister, go to GoToLister.com. And you'll see the complete flow like on how to finish your shipments on Seller Central. And the next step here after I click on accept shipments is going to be to provide box contents. Super, super simple flow. Again, everyone who signs up for the free trial, you'll get the complete tutorial videos on how to do that. Don't have time in this video. And this is also my friend's account. I don't want to send this shipment on his account, so that's why I can't finish that right now. So that's the flow, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. We don't want to move too much. We want to use the best supplies possible. We want to use cheap labels. We want to have a very simple flow and a simple software. And as you can see, GoToLister is not too overwhelming. Like we keep everything simple. Like if I coded the software myself and I made the design for everything, it would be crazy because I wanted so many features. I wanted so many numbers. But shout out to my developer, Dom, and my partner in the business. You guys will meet Dom if you guys join the free trial. We have a Facebook group. So be sure to thank Dom for this. He's kept everything simple. He's got the mentality of like Apple, like iPhone, like everything's very simple. You don't have to look at too many things. And that's why, if you look at your dashboard here, it tells you what your sales are, what your profit is. And there's a correlation between how many items you list and how much money you make. So keep listing more items. If you want to grow your Amazon business, list more items. Speaking of that, I have a challenge if you guys want to join it. It's a Feed the Beast challenge. It's 100% free. It's all about sending more profitable books to Amazon, more shipments to Amazon every single week. So that's Feed the Beast challenge. You guys can click the link below. I'll link the Feed the Beast challenge there. We have weekly Zoom calls. You'll get access to my step-by-step book selling course. I used to charge $400 for it. You get it for free. Just sign up for the challenge. And the goal of the challenge is to get your first profitable shipment out the door, or if you're already making shipments to Amazon, just to help you and challenge you to like set a profit goal and continue to send shipments to Amazon. And really the purpose of it is for you to have accountability, live coaching with me, 100% free, and access to a complete course that I've spent years to make. I used to charge $400 for it, but now it's free. So starthumble.com/beast, or click the link below. And let's go back. I was going to tell you guys one more thing for here. Yeah, I mean, just the simplicity of it is kind of what I was harping on. You can just see there's, at the top, we don't overwhelm you. We just tell you what your profit is, what you paid for the items. And we have a lot of cool features. Don't have time to go over it in this video, but if you guys can explore the profit tab, it tells you how much profit you made. Orders, you can look at your books that are selling. You can actually reprice your inventory from GoToLister. This is a brand new feature that we just released yesterday or the day before. So check that out. And much love, guys. Hopefully this video helped you out.